know the expectation and pressure will be on Canada this week being world number 2. Do you think that's something that can ultimately free you guys up and you sort of, as Matt said, maybe throw the ball around a bit more, play a bit more attacking rugby?
No, I think if you start going away from what gets you the opportunity in the first place, you start putting yourself under pressure. So I think we've got our game plan. I think we know what we're doing or meant to be doing when we go in there. So if we go out and execute and stick to our processes, then hopefully that pressure, that's external. Hopefully that pressure is just something that we can ride on and go out and actually get a chance to express ourselves. I think what Mayo was saying is, if a few passes stick or a few decisions that we make start to come off, then we're a pretty exciting attacking team. So that's where we're really hopeful to pull the trigger this week.
G'day guys, Finn Morton from Rugby Pass. Chris, just to build on kind of what you're saying, underdog mentality. Australian sports teams love to kind of take that on, and even Bessie said yesterday the pressure maybe more so on the Canadians to a certain point, considering their world ranking. But how excited is the group about this challenge tomorrow, the opportunity to hopefully, from your point of view, cause an upset?
I wouldn't mind throwing that to the group, but from a coaching staff, yeah, really excited. Call it underdog, call it whatever you like. It's a World Cup quarterfinal, so I think the excitement is around, the opportunities that don't come often. So if we go out there again and stick to our processes, that's where the excitement can build in those games. So yeah, we do want to apply some pressure, and if there's some external that goes with that on them, then great. But yeah, I think we're going to look after our own job first.
Mate, just to bring you into, just looks like the girls having heaps of fun out there on the training paddock. Of course, you've been injured for a bit of it, but the group's been together for a lot this year. I think we heard yesterday more than 100 days, 100 nights away on the road. So just how much fun are you having, I guess, in this group, and how much does that help when you go onto the pitch as well?
Yeah, we're definitely having a lot of fun. I'm sure Matt can attest to that too. But I think we've all become really good friends off, the pitch as well, and contributes to what we're doing on there. Sort of those tough conversations that we probably weren't having 16 months ago. But we're sort of evolving from there, and the more our relationships sort of build off the field, the sort of tighter we're becoming on the field. So it is really, really fun and it's exciting.
Mate, just to bring you in, finally.
Thought I'd escaped it.
The forward battle tomorrow, what are you anticipating from the Canadians, and I guess what lessons can you take out of that game 4 months ago in Brisbane?
Yeah, we know set piece is a huge strength of the Canadians. They've got a really big physical and athletic pack. We've seen that they love to use them all in attack, and they're quite effective at it as well. But I think, reflecting on our journey over the last few months back from Pack 4, we've come a huge way as well. And I think we showed last weekend that set piece is becoming a world-class strength of ours as well. So you mentioned already playing world number 1 last week, world number 2 this week. And I think we did pretty well in that forwards battle last week. So we're definitely excited to go out there and do it again this weekend and take it further into the 80 minutes of the game. I think even looking how far away we are from home at the moment, the number of family and friends we have in the stands that have made the journey are there for us through the good and the bad throughout the whole year has been absolutely phenomenal. The messages from back home are non-stop. We've seen, as you mentioned, the Matildas sending through messages. It was a really exciting one for us because a couple of years ago through their World Cup, they were pinnacle of sport in our country. So for them to be behind us and giving us their love and support as well means the world. And we know it's just the top of how many people are supporting us from back home.
Can we expect to see Sam Kerr in the stands this week?
That'd be cool, hopefully. I hope so. Sam Kerr, if you're out there, please come.
Obviously, you've all been away from home now for a long time. Is there anything in particular you miss in Australia that you can't get here in England?
My dog. My bed too. But no, there's not much that we're missing. I think, like you said, we've spent probably more time than ever together. So it's been really cool to sort of know the group really well, and it almost feels like a home away from home.
And your last night before the match tomorrow, are you guys all going to have a celebration tonight, or is it everyone goes to bed quite early and just gets ready?
I think the process today is the same. We've been pretty good at the way we preview, review, shape up and front up for a game throughout the last 4 weeks. So I think it'll stay exactly the same this weekend, and we'll save the celebrations for when we go all the way through in a couple of weeks' time.
Hi there, Harry Litham-Coyle from The Independent. The half hour last week against England where you matched or almost dominated bits of the game with your kicking game and your forward pack, the way you disrupted their line out, given the anticipated conditions this weekend, just how much of a blueprint is that for what you want to do to Canada?
Test match rugby is a funny thing, right? I almost feel like sometimes it's a different beast, right? You want to be in the right areas. Right, how we get there, and the opportunities that we, have looked at this week and previewed this week. How we get there, it might be ever so slightly different. But yeah, I mean, look, the aim is to try and get in and win that territory battle so that we can create some opportunities, like you saw last week.
Do you think that's maybe been the biggest change with this side over the last couple of years, is that you are now, I don't know, a more rounded side, you're able to play different ways? We know Australia has always produced great athletes, but if we look back to the last World Cup, there was a quarter-final in horrid conditions against England where it felt like they maybe played the game better, whereas this group now maybe has that capacity to play both ways and match the top sides as you did in the first half last week.
Having played in Ireland for 10 years, and when you're planning a trip like this, you don't want to be coming over to the Northern Hemisphere without a kicking game. This was something that we knew we needed to do. We know our skill set, so like we said earlier, if we want to pull the trigger and hopefully play some good footy, we've got that running game. But again, look, it is going to matter on where we're pulling the trigger on those ones as well, because to be fair to Canada as well, they have a great attack. And we know what's coming that way. So defensively, we're going to be just have to be as sound as what we need to be. You know, where those threats are going to be coming from. So if we can execute on both sides of the ball tomorrow, and we've got to be ready for Canada. We're all over the park.
And to the players, I guess we know we're in the final weeks of Jo Yap's tenure. Can you just articulate how she has transformed this group and how positive an influence she's been since arriving in Australia? Because it's not been a long stint, but it's felt very impactful. Yeah,
Jo's had a huge impact on the group over the last 2 years. I think coming in as the first female coach in this space and in an Australian team it's really left her mark. I think she's brought a really compassionate way of leadership into our group. She's put a massive value on the connections that we develop, both as players but with staff as well. And she's brought out a way to have hard conversations but have them compassionately and kindly and still build trust and I guess camaraderie within that. So she's had a massive impact on this group, not only in that sense, but also the way that we play on field, the detail we look at in our training sessions, the fundamentals of our skills. And I think, I speak on behalf of a lot of us when we say that we'll definitely miss her at the end of this campaign.
Anyone else?
Yet to defeat. I just want to know what's fueling the confidence that this time around is going to be different.
Ourselves. We've mentioned world number one last week. We have to go out. We have to front up. You know, just as much as Canada have to front up against us, and they're going to be looking at what we're going to throw. So the confidence has come within, and it's probably come from what Jo has instilled as well, and all the backroom staff and all the players and everyone bringing this together. This is something that we've looked forward to and the players have looked forward to for even longer. But from a coaching staff as well, we've looked forward to these moments for a long time. So the confidence has to come from within. So it's got really nothing to do with who's in front, because they've got to front up as well.
Any further questions? Okay.